Hello everyone, and today we are going to be looking at my footage from day 2 in Curaçao, which was also at the Carnaby Foundation. If you see any fish or anything in the video that you want to know more about, please comment down below, leave a timestamp, that way I can know what you're talking about, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So one of the first big fish that I saw in Curaçao was the Honeycomb Cowfish, as seen here. This was a pretty large fish, over a foot long at most, and I saw the same one at the Carnaby Foundation a few times. I only got this video of it, but I did see it quite a bit. Here we have a very large Gorgonian sea whip, and on this day of diving we were practicing skills as well as taking an initial coral ID quiz. The instructor or the dive leader we were with would point at a coral or a benthic substance, and we would have to identify it underwater, which is a lot easier said than done. Right here we have a pretty large porcupine fish. He was swimming along, and underneath that little pipe there we have an ocean surgeonfish and a yellow-tailed damselfish. There were pipes everywhere that could have been part of a coral restoration project, but I'm not 100% certain what their purpose was. As you saw right there, that long skinny fish is a trumpet fish. Now, as you can see here, we have a scorpion fish. This guy is venomous and related to the stonefish. I only saw one or two of these while I was in Curaçao, so it was really cool whenever I saw one. It looks very, very similar to a stonefish. This little guy right here is a small species of pufferfish, and he is chilling right next to two pretty nice Meandrina meandrites colonies, as well as that small colony of fire coral. Here you can see there's a Christmas tree worm. I decided to touch it. A lot of people would boop the worms and they would go back inside their little holes. As you can see, I really liked the sponges I saw while I was in Curaçao. Every time that I would go near a really large one or go over one, I would try to stick my GoPro right over the hole to see if I could capture any footage of anything inside it, just like this one right here. Now, the beginning of this footage starts with me spotting a fish over to the left, and then thinking, what is this? So I decided to swim in for a closer look. I got closer to it and I realized it was an orange spotted filefish. These fish are really cool because they almost look like unicorn fish. When they stick their little horns up, they can flare that as they wish. I only saw that one orange spotted filefish though on that entire trip. But it was a very cool fish as it was very large and I didn't see many of them. The reef at Carnaby was not the nicest reef, but it was still a coral reef. As you can see though, much of the coral reefs in Curaçao, with the exception of a few, are still very deteriorated due to various things such as ocean acidification, fishing, and other things. As you can see, there's a lot of coral rubble, dead coral, all across the bottom in some areas. But there is still coral present there, which brings hope. This fish here is a bar jack. I saw a few of these while I was in Curaçao. They were more common than other fish, however, they were not as common as fish like the ocean surgeonfish and blue tangs were. However, it was still quite cool to see them. Here we have another small pufferfish. Quite frequently in my videos, you'll see me look out into the blue to see if I can see anything, because the divers there had told us to keep looking out into the blue because you might see something very large and very rare, such as a manta ray or even dolphins. Here you can see me approach a group of Christmas tree worms and just quickly poke them. This is not harmful to them in any way. It is just entertaining for the divers. It does not harm them in any way. However, here I was a little stupid and ended up having to push myself off of the coral wall there. Try not to do that if you are a diver. It was a rookie mistake of mine, but it was a beautiful sight whenever I looked around and saw all of those fish. Here you can see we have some parrotfish. I believe this species is princess parrotfish. If you look really closely there, you can see a bicolor damselfish. I also apologize for my air gauge hitting the camera multiple times throughout the video. I don't know why that kept being an issue for the video, but I apologize for it. Right here we have a pretty good video of a doctorfish. This is zoomed in, but I did capture this on video. Doctorfish are surgeonfish, but they are not the ocean surgeonfish. They're just in the surgeonfish family. And as you can see there it goes. And right next to it's a blue tang, another member of the surgeonfish family. And unfortunately, I forgot that I was filming here. So much of this is just me swimming around with this dangling on the camera. But that concludes my footage from day 2, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already.